Good evening, and welcome to this week's edition of Thinking Thursday. Well, today it's not only Thinking Thursday, it's Thankful Thursday. Now, some people are wondering what is there to be thankful about in 2020 because it's been quite a year. And that's something that we're going to spend some time talking about tonight. But as always, we have got to breathe before we get started because it's it's just a lot going on. So we're going to start off with just breathing. For those of you it's your first time, I want you to just know why we do this breathing. As you take in deep breaths in a moment, it's going to allow more oxygen into your brain. It's going to allow you the opportunity to think more clearly and just be in a good space. So we're going to do that in just a minute. We're going to get you where you need to be. You may have had a crazy day. It may have been will do. So I invite you all. I'm going to count in to the count of 4, and I'll be counting pretty slowly. And I want you to breathe in to that slow count, and I want you to breathe out to that same count. So let's try it. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4, in, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4. And since it's a stressful time, let's do one more. In, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4. Well, tonight we are going to talk about being thankful in 2020. And yes, I have a question mark behind it because it's like, thankful? I don't know. I will be thankful when the year is over. And as I wonderful because 2020 has been quite a challenge, but we don't have to focus just on that challenge. We are going to look at, man, it can be better. But before we do, I want to remind you, if you're listening now, take time to share. If you don't know how to share, if you're looking at your Facebook screen right below where you see the video is the word share. Just click on share and you'll have an opportunity to share this with others because I believe that there is something for others to hear tonight. Tonight I do have 4 guests and I'm going to introduce them in a little bit. But first Thanksgiving. We have this false notion of the Native Americans and the Pilgrims coming together for this wonderful day and turkey and dressing, which if you go research it, that's not what it was all about. But we're not going to look at that. Thanksgiving has a lot of connotations, and there was reasons why that thought process came to be. But another part of Thanksgiving is people use it as a time to do what that word says, be thankful. And give thanks. So we're going to focus tonight on the thanks part of Thanksgiving. Now, 2020 has been a year where some people are thinking there is nothing to be thankful for until it's over. But we're going to find out that in the midst of everything, we can be thankful. So we've talked about how wellness and good health is part of every part of your life. So tonight we're focusing on spiritual wellness. There is a verse in the Bible, 1 Thessolonians 6:13, that says, in everything give thanks. Now, when some people hear that verse, they think, I can't give thanks for this. It doesn't say give thanks for everything. It doesn't say give thanks because of everything. It just says in everything give thanks. For this is the will of God for you in Jesus Christ. So what it's saying is, in everything, as you're going through stuff, as you're going through 2020, as you're going through disappointment, you can still be a thankful person. You're not thankful for the particular situation you're going through, but you can be a thankful person. So I have some people on the line tonight And I'm going to ask them what they think about that. And then I'm going to ask them to share some things with you. So we're going to find out their story. But as before I introduce them, I want to ask you this. If there's something you are thankful for and you're listening, drop it in the comment box. There may be a reason that you are thankful. Let us know. No matter how small, no matter how large, if there is a reason you are thankful, drop us a note and share this again, as I said before. So let me tell you who we have here tonight. We have Candace Foley, and these are friends of mine. Candace is one of my children from many years ago who's all grown up now. She was known as my baby girl. She's all grown up and she's here with us. We have Sarah Bryant, who we were met going to church in Houston, the same church that Candace went to years ago. And she's moved, and we've moved to several states and different places, but we are still friends, still together. We have Eugene Lang. Eugene and I met freshman year in college. Don't take out your fingers and try to count and see how many years ago that is because you don't have that many fingers and toes. And we have Sister Fabu. She's one of those awesome sisters in the community who's just there doing a lot of good stuff. So these are people that I've known for years. And this morning when I was thinking of it, I did not call them until the day and say, I need you to be on. We're going to talk about thankfulness. And as I said, we're looking at this from a spiritual wellness point of view. So I just prayed and God gave me these names, and that's who we have. So, to all of you, good evening and thank you for being here.
I'm glad to be here.
All right.
Thanks so much for having us.
Awesome. So, I am going to start with Sarah. Sarah, when you hear that verse that I read, in everything give thanks, what does that mean to you?
To me, that means that no matter what is going on and what circumstances I'm facing at that time, that I should always thank God in the midst of everything, knowing that no matter what is happening, He is always there for me to lean and depend upon. And knowing that, gives me peace.
Is it hard to do sometimes? Hold on to that feeling of,
It,
okay, he's got me.
oh, yeah, it is very hard. I think you and I were talking earlier today, and sometimes people don't realize that in the midst of this COVID-19 isolation, it's hard to isolate like this when you live alone. I've been working from home since March the 16th. And so I can go for days without having physical contact with anybody. And just last month, I had to have my dog put down. So now I don't even have a dog to talk to. So I pretty much wander around my house. And some days it's just a lot harder than other days. But I always remind myself that this too shall pass.
And that has
And
got
then
to
at
be
some
difficult.
point, I get, yes, it can be very difficult.
Wow. Um, Candace, what does that verse mean to you?
I didn't hear the first one.
In everything, give thanks. What does that phrase, that verse mean to you?
Um, to me, it means that no matter what is happening, just continue to remain grateful and thankful for what God has done. Because sometimes when you look at your situation, somebody else is going through something more than what you're going to. So I've just decided that through it all, that no matter what it looks like, to continue to trust in God and just be thankful.
All right. Eugene, what about you? What does that verse mean to you?
Whatever you're going through is for a purpose.
To grow you through it. That's a good way. Expound on that. Grow you through it a little bit.
I'm sorry.
Did
Repeat
you
that.
say he's there to grow you through it?
No, he's there to bring you through it.
Okay.
But that's a good thing, Bronwyn. You also grow through those things that God is bringing you through because you may learn something different that will take you to the next level that He's trying to show you or deal with you. So, yeah, definitely, He will grow you through it too because God is always taking us to the very next thing that He wants to move us to or motivate us to or show us just that very next thing. So, yeah, definitely grow. I'm glad you said that.
Okay. Sister Fabu, tell me what do you think that verse means? What does it say to you? In everything give thanks.
And in everything, give
Mm-hmm.
thanks. I had to grow to that because sometimes the mind will play tricks on you, and you read that as for everything, give thanks, or it'll play tricks on you, and you'll say through everything. But as I grew spiritually and understood that it said in everything, that meant inclusion, including all the things that come your way. So in growing to learning to grow, to give thanks in all things, man, that was like no matter what the situation is, I'm going to be inside this situation and give thanks for it. And that takes that to a whole new level for me.
That's right. It's in everything. And I like to point that out. And it took me a while too to understand that in everything. And that in everything can mean not because of what's going on. And sometimes you're giving
Hmm.
thanks in spite of. And 2020 has been that kind of in spite of year for a lot of people. It's like, "Oh, will it ever be over? Um, it will. It's going to end. It will not be here forever. So, in spite of and in everything, and to give thanks in everything means you're acknowledging God for who He is. You know that He's going to be there and He's going to get you through. You may have to grow through it. You may have to sometimes actually suffer through it. But in that, your thankfulness is in that you're not alone. Um, Fabu, you mentioned to me today a story about some pecans. Share that testimony really
Girl,
with everybody.
talk about being thankful in everything. I, like everyone else, have experienced some financial setbacks because of COVID, and I was going through a thing, and it was like, Lord, what am I going to do? Lord, I know I am just temporarily without funds, and I know you're never going to leave me alone. And so, Lord, what is going to happen? I trust you. Girl, I tell you, I woke up one morning and I opened my door and I said, what is all that on my yard? What is all that in the yard? Now, mind you, I've got a pecan tree in the yard. For the last 2 years, the pecan tree never bore pecan. I opened my door and it was like manna from heaven. I went out there and I said, Lord, all of these pecans, what am I going to do with these pecans in spirit? So you better pick them up. I picked them up. I picked them up. I said, well, what's a girl to do? You didn't give her all this. And it said, look around. And immediately I thought about the woman with the oil when Elijah came and she said that her and her son would die. And what am I going to do? And he said, look around. You look around. Girl, I picked up, I know it was 3 trash bags full of pecans. And
Wow.
Spirit said to me, well, what you gonna do? I said, yeah, what am I gonna do? And I was talking to them, and they said, girl, you better bag them pecans up and sell them. You didn't have to work for that. The Lord provided you a way. You were crying and going on about money and He just gave rain. I mean, it rained pecans. I want you to know, sister, I bagged them pecans up in quart-size bag. I sold those pecans for $6 a bag, and He gave me just what I needed. I needed the $300 and then gave more. And it just says if you just trust in the Lord, He'll rain down on you. He'll give you
Amen.
blessings that yours will overflow. You know what I mean? That you won't have room enough to store. And He's right, because I'm still trying to find a way to get rid of most of these.
And that is, that's a sermon in there. What you need may
Mhm.
just be on the ground. You stepping
Mhm.
on your blessing.
No.
That, you could have just walked out there and just stepping, and you are stepping into and on your blessing. That is
And
so
under my
powerful.
feet.
It's
Yes, it
your blessing
was.
sometimes is right there, like it's under your feet. We just don't
And
know.
that's why I'm thankful for COVID-19. You know what I mean? Because I think if COVID-19 hadn't happened and made me be aware of myself and the things that are going on around me and nature, because I probably would have just in all my rushing and coming and going since the tree hadn't bared in 2 years, I probably wouldn't have never noticed that. But the stillness of being in COVID-19 and being thankful in that, finding the lessons in that, and not just focusing on the tragedies that it's caused, and those kinds of things, and not even getting caught up in the Lord COVID-19 and caused me to be without funds. I don't care how temporary it is, I'm without. Not getting caught up in that, but being open to the Spirit and the blessings of God. I was still enough to understand the scripture that He rained manna from heaven.
Yes, you truly had it rain down on you. Sarah,
Hmm.
you are by yourself. Even your dog's not even there. There is nothing, no other heartbeats around. How can you be thankful?
Actually, I every morning when I get up, I have a playlist that I play, and I entitled the playlist "Encouragement,"
Mm.
and these are gospel songs that encourage me and help me to be grateful. And I actually noticed at one point for a couple of days I had actually stopped playing my music, and I felt my um, my countenance going down. And I was sitting here and I'm like, I'm not feeling it today. And I again thought, let me put on some music. And I put on the music and it lifted me right up. And I've always used gospel music to minister to my soul. Because as someone who didn't grow up in church, that is always how I got ministered to, was through music. And so anytime when I feel like I just need, just to need to hear someone else give a word, I'll just turn on some music, and I listen very intently to the words, not just the melody and the beat, but the words, and take in the words, and it's through those words that I just feel like God is speaking to me, and that always helps to get me through.
And music is so important. And even, you focus on the words, and there are certain melodies that just make you feel calm. Some make you feel up, and, whatever it is you need. What's one song on your playlist, on your encouraged playlist? Share it with us. Some others might be encouraged by that song.
There is actually a song that it's on my playlist. It's sang by the Mississippi Mass Choir, and it's just called "God Made Me."
Mm.
And yeah, and I play that song, and they're basically preaching the word about how I'm fearfully and wonderfully made. And at those times, especially, there are some days when I'm like, why am I by myself? God, people are not meant to be alone like all the time, and is there something wrong with me? And I'll listen to that song, and it just, kind of takes that doubt away.
That is powerful. Music is so powerful. Looking at some of the comments, I see some of our guests interacting with you guys. Hello, Felicia, Sister Mama Sonia. And let's see, Kanetra says a song for her. Music always ministers to her heart, and one of the songs she loves is Grateful. Um,
Oh,
if you're in, drop a song in. Um, Eugene, is there a song that just ministers to you?
oh, most definitely. I think one of my favorite ones, and this is on YouTube. YouTube was my best friend, and it was Waymaker.
Oh yeah.
Uh, Waymaker by, and this version was by the Pentecostals of Alexandria. And oh my God, do they turn it out? You would not believe that they turn it out. And there's another one. Um, um, oh gosh, it was about running to the throne. Um, Throne Room was the name of the song,
Mm.
also by them. So those were a couple of songs by the Pentecostals of Alexandria that kept me going, that motivated me, that excited me. I mean, there were days where, hey, yeah, tears was running down my eye because it was ministering to my spirit, not to my flesh, but to my spirit.
Mm-hmm. That is good. Candace, do you have a song that ministers to you?
Yes, it's Let There Be Peace.
Mm-hmm.
It's a new song by Lauren Daigle, and it just says peace to all the nation, things like that, and I really, really love it. Actually, I just choreographed a dance to it.
Oh, awesome. And peace is something we need.
Oh, a fellow dancer.
Yes, Eugene and Candace, both dancers. Yes. Fabu, what's a
Oh, okay.
song that ministers to you? Mm, Sister Fabu?
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure you said that. When they
Uh-huh.
started, I thought about my two. God is, 'cause God
Yes.
is the source and the strength of my life.
Mm-hmm.
And the other one is order my steps. Order
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
my steps, let my words edify you.
Yes.
So
Good.
stay
Awesome.
busy every day.
Awesome.
God is the same. Yeah,
Um,
those two.
And those are powerful. When I hear the think of the song "Grateful," it reminds me my child would be so embarrassed if he knew I was telling this story about him, but he doesn't listen to this, so we're good. When he was young, like in second grade, one of the songs he two songs he would sing. One was "Grateful," and he would just sing that song. And I tell you, to hear your 7-year old singing "Grateful" and just praising God, I would get caught up every time. And his other one was Jesus Be a Fence. And you don't think of a little kid singing those songs. And he could even say he was Jesus Be a Pence. He liked that one. He was about 4. And he would just sing Jesus Be a Pence all around me every day. And he would sing it. And I understood every word. And so, even for a young child, I think that music can be a powerful thing. Candace, let me ask you. I've been asking everybody just about an experience they wanted to share. Something, why are you grateful in 2020 in this year?
There's a lot of things I can be grateful for, but one of the most important things is that God has allowed me to keep working. And I work in the medical field and I'm exposed to COVID every day, but God has allowed me to remain healthy and not be sick and things like that. So I'm really, really grateful for that.
That is something we don't need to take for granted, because you're right, you're there every day. Eugene, I know last year, 2019, wasn't a good year for you either. If I may share, his house was, we had tornadoes up here and they did some damage, and his house was one of those that he went through. And then we have 2020. So, why in the world can you be thankful in 2020?
Well, actually, I can be thankful just to be alive because during the tornado, I was sitting in my car during part of the tornado where my passenger side window blew. Just imagine you're sitting in your car, one window blows, your back window blows, your side window blows, and all you can do is just call on the name of the Lord. All you can say is, my God, my God, my God. So I'm thankful to be alive because my neighbor's tree could have fallen on me while I was sitting out in the street trying to get to safety somewhere. So I am thankful that I'm here. I'm thankful that my house has been restored to better than what it was, and through the fights with the insurance companies and trying to make sure the contractors are getting things right and moving things along. So I'm grateful that I don't have to come home and worry about what's going to happen today to the house, who's going to be in my house today working, or when is everything going to get fixed, when is everything going to be done, because a lot of it didn't start until 2020, late November, December on into 2020. My house really did not get finished until April of this year. So it's been a long haul.
And yet you made it through. So that is awesome. I want to share some of
And
the
yet,
songs that came in. All things work together for my good, Fred Hammond. We have Felicia sharing More Than Anything, I Love You, Jesus by Anita Wilson. Thank you, Lord, Sister Mama says, Walter Hawkins. If you're listening, drop something in the chat that you are thankful for, and we'll share it. I'm going to share one. This has been an interesting time for me, and I can say in the last couple of years things have definitely worked in my life in an order that doesn't make sense to anybody. Um, 2 years. It's been. Is this the second year? First year. I don't know. It's a blur. But I quit my job and bought a house in that order. Who thinks you're going to do that? It kind of all was around the same time. It all rolled together and got the house, quit the job, but it was all so close together that it was, miraculous that it happened. Then I'm without work and I'm figuring out I'm going back into private practice and was, struggling. When COVID hit was when for family reasons, I needed to leave the job I was doing. My child was home, and Sarah has talked about being home alone. He was home all day, every day, because I was out and wasn't making that much money. And God kept saying, "I told you to go into practice." So it was another leap of faith. I said, "Okay, I'm just going to work in my practice." Well, as COVID happened, there are so many people managing anxiety and depression right now. So, as a therapist, my practice has flourished. I am thankful that I love what I'm doing. It can be a very stressful time sometimes because you may have six clients in one day and they're all dealing with anxiety and depression. And because of COVID, what has happened, if you've already had some issues going on, COVID is only going to make them worse. Worse in the sense of it'll magnify your anxiety, it can magnify your depression. You just it's so much worse. So I'm thankful that I am able to be able to help others. I am thankful that I was able to listen to God when he told me to go and do this, and he is truly supplying all my needs, truly taking care of things financially, emotionally, spiritually, because I listened to him. So I am thankful that I was able to just listen. And sometimes it's hard because when God is saying, okay, now I know you got this little check and you feeling good and it's not even covering your bills. Why are you holding on? Let it go. And the second I let it go and he put things in place and things are so much better because I listened. So we never want to forget how important it is to just listen to God and do what he says do. So that's my
amen.
reason to be thankful. Candace dropped another song, Never Lost by CeCe Winans. Fabu, earlier we were talking and you were going to share about the difference between, I think, thankfulness and gratefulness or grace. What were you going? We talked about two words.
Exactly. And I had to grow into that too, because often in the English language we use grateful and thankful interchangeably. And I had to think, now if they meant the same, they wouldn't be two words for it. So I started thinking about it and thinking about it, and Spirit led me to, do some research. And it said that gratefulness, being grateful, means that you're feeling something for what you received from the outside. And thankful comes from the inside, showing how you feel regarding what was done on the outside. And I kept on trying to understand that. And I say, well, I don't understand that. I'm thankful that God does this, but God is not outside. He's inside. How do I pray? And then it came to me that old saying, how we used to say, he didn't have to wake me up this morning, but he did. So if he didn't have to wake me up, then I'm grateful that he did, because that came from outside. I'm also thankful because that's the inside feeling of my gratefulness for him waking me up. So I often always now combine the two. It's like I say, I am grateful for the guidance of the Creator, because that's bigger than me. So it's coming from outside of me because the Creator is bigger than me. And I'm thankful. That's the feeling that's generated from inside of me, that the Creator guides me. So it took me growing and understanding what what it meant to be grateful and thankful. So I say them together now when I say them. I say, Lord, I am grateful and thankful that I am your child, And then, like I said, I go back to that old one. He didn't have to wake me up this morning, but he did. And for that, I am both grateful and thankful.
Wow, thanks for sharing that. Again, anyone out there want to drop in something you are thankful or grateful for, drop it in and I'll definitely share it. Sarah, what do you think about that? Grateful and thankful, that concept.
I understand about thinking about them both at the same time. Um, I have a saying that I put up in my garage, and that's because, like I said, since I live alone, when I would come home from work, I'm like, there's nobody to welcome me home, so I put a sign in my garage. So as I'm pulling in, it welcomes me home, and it says grateful, thankful, blessed.
Mm-hmm.
And every time I look at that, I know that as a child of God, regardless of my outer circumstances, I am grateful, thankful, and blessed to be where I am. Because even though I'm isolating alone, I think like someone had posted something on Facebook, and I was like, we have to think about that. When people say, I'm tired of being home, well, there's a homeless person out there who wish they had a home. So, be thankful that you have a home to isolate in.
And that is very
And
profound. Go on.
yes, yes. And, just be thankful that I can open my refrigerator and pull out something to eat. And sometimes it's not always what you might want at that particular moment, but you still have a choice. You still have something to eat. And so, think about all of these, with COVID-19, all of these food lines that we have seen at all the food banks with the cars that are just, like wrapping around the parking lot. And all of these people who are going to the food bank because they don't have food to feed their family. And it's all these little things that we tend to overlook sometimes because they're so small, But when you think about the person who doesn't have what you have, what you think is so small is huge to them. And so I always, admonish myself to never, belittle anything that I have, knowing that everything that I have and everything that I am is because of God.
And the way you just explained it really exemplifies the verse we were talking about earlier. In everything, give thanks, because that is that in everything. Like you said, okay,
Mm-hmm.
I'm home alone, and it is hard, but you do have a home. And so that's that in everything. What's going through, you can be thankful for. Candace says, I'm thankful and grateful for you, Bronwyn. Candace, I've been in her life since elementary school. I'm not going to give her age, but she's full grown now. My baby is
Thank
full
you.
grown. Yes, I'm not giving your age because I'll have to tell mine too. I'm okay telling mine. But Candace, what is that? How does that speak to you? Grateful and thankful.
Well, it speaks to me in several ways. Because like you say, I am grown now. But like now I really I have like a really intimate relationship with Christ. So it's like before I can say like, oh, my mom prayed for me, oh, my dad prayed for me, or grandmother prayed for me. But now I know how to go to him for myself. So I'm grateful to have that intimate relationship with him, because now I know when I'm sick, I know that I can pray for myself and call on his name. I know when I'm broke, I can call on him and depend on him. So yeah, I'm just grateful for that and thankful that my family steered me in the way of the Lord. So I know who to fall on, and I know that great strength comes from him. So that's what I hold on to.
Awesome. Another one, Connector says she's thankful for Thinking Thursday and she's thinking thankfulness. And I'm thankful for all of you who do come back week after week. Felicia says, thankful God spared my life from a traumatic car accident in 2019. 13 surgeries, bedridden, can't walk, but God. Got removed from the hospital January 2020, just in time before COVID 19. Then, bam, February 2019, COVID came, stopped my physical therapy. Um, let me see. Um, Stopped my physical therapy. I was disappointed, needed physical therapy, but God protected me from COVID 19. I'm so thankful and grateful. Um, he has done for me, even with all my surgeries fail. He kept me waking. He kept waking me up every time. Thankful and grateful for my family by my side. My sister, Mama Sonia, Bronwyn, Donnie, Cedric, and more. Hallelujah. And I will tell you, Felicia was in a horrific car accident and has had several health challenges that have happened from one thing to the other. And if you knew her story, you know how powerful it is to say she's still thankful and grateful. Her trauma, it began with a dental surgery that caused several things to go wrong, which was related to the car accident. But she has gone through, and like she said, bedridden for months and still thankful. There's something we can be thankful for. Sister Mama Sonia says, I'm grateful and thank you for seeing another birthday. Her birthday is on Thanksgiving Day, and she'll be, as she calls it, 65. And it's a blessing. Some people don't want to say, you embarrassed to say your age, but God gave you that many days. You don't want to tell him, I don't want to see them. I'm not thankful. So, yes. Eugene, before we shut down, can you believe we're almost to the end? Can you comment on being grateful and thankful? Did I get your comments on that?
No, but I thoroughly enjoy hearing everybody else's. You know, I'm grateful that I have people in my life that when you just need to talk, they're there for you. When you need just to hear a familiar voice, they're there. I'm so grateful. I'm blessed to have so many wonderful people in my life that care. And when you have people in your life that care, you can be thankful for so much more.
That is so awesome. And I can say Eugene is one of those people for me. I'm the therapist. So I'm not, everyone calls me to talk. Some on the way over, I got a phone call. Someone needed to talk, and I'm going to take the calls. But I don't generally reach out, to anybody. But he is one of those people I can call and say, I'm having a rough day. I just want to cry today. And I'm not a crier. So the extent of my crying is, I really feel like crying. Um, but he's there. So thank you. And actually, all of these people whose faces you see on the screen, I can say having a weak moment. And we need that. Um, we are, wow, I can't believe time went really swiftly. So we're down to this week's call for action. And that is number one, find something to be thankful for. As my guests have shared, who've had ups and downs or who may be working in the medical field, which is, not the safest, but can still be grateful. Who's had 2019, 2020 been rough, but still thankful. Who found pecans on the ground that led to a blessing. Her blessing was under her feet. Hallelujah. Grateful. Sarah, who may be alone, but not lonely because God is with her. Share your thankful story with somebody. This is twofold. When you're sharing it with somebody, it means you're in communication with somebody. Talk to somebody. Sharing your thankfulness may be encouraging to them. Listen to their thankful story, because even when we're feeling down, when you can find a reason to be thankful for, and that other person finds a reason, and you're constantly sharing your thankfulness, it can uplift that mood. It doesn't take away what's going on wrong, but it can put it into a different perspective. It can remind you that I've had other things go wrong and I made it through. So that could be very beneficial. Practice self care. I don't want to leave that one out. During this time, be kind to yourself. It's a lot of stress going on right now. In this world, as we come to, Thanksgiving is bringing some stress. Practice self care. Check on someone who may be isolating alone. Call them. Just be there. Um, be there. Just be there to say, hey, I'm thinking about you. If somebody's name comes in your mind and you're thinking, I need to text them, call them, do it. I've made it a practice. And just yesterday, somebody came to mind. And I just said, I'm praying for you. More than one person yesterday. Just do it. It can mean a lot. Even if they don't answer your text, don't feel like, oh, I shouldn't do it. I'm just through with them. It may be what they need in that moment. Maybe they can't even respond, but in that moment, it may be what they need. Just reach out. Be there for someone. Check on them. And lastly, mask up and be safe. In this time of COVID, which is not about to disappear anytime soon, mask up. It protects you, it protects others. Just be there. The last few comments, Eugene says, pay it forward this week. Pay for someone's coffee this week. Call someone you haven't heard from. Write a letter to somebody you know, and that you let them know you're thinking of them. Candace says, through it all, I encourage you to remain grateful and thankful. Why? Because the Lord is love, the Lord is faithful, the Lord is still in control. So thank you to my guest, Candace, Sarah, Eugene, and Fabu, friends of mine, representing a wide variety of ages and stations in life, and we all can be thankful. So I want to remind you that mental health is health. So tonight we focused on spiritual health because it's all part of who we are. So happy Thanksgiving in advance, and be thankful this time. Find something to be thankful for. And I'll see you in 2 weeks.